welcome again to AA Home Gardening. Happy 2022. So it's here 2022 already. So for those who haven't received the Happy New Year to you. So we're in January and it's time to start sowing your seeds. Well, for me, I've never stopped sowing, never stopped planting throughout the year. But in January is when I start focusing on my peppers. So that could be your sweet pepper, your hot peppers, different types of pepper. Now is the time to start sowing them indoor, ideally under a propagator, or if you have somewhere really nice and warm, or some type of heating mat or something like that, because it needs a little bit of heat to generate. And you know, January and February are the coldest months here in the UK. But you have to start your peppers. For us to get it to fruit in time, we have to start them early. So we have a normal cayenne pepper that I really like. But when I was growing up in Jamaica, what I remember as cayenne pepper is what we call bird pepper. Those were like an inch tall, just an inch long. And the tree used to bear so much, it's like you just spread out and everywhere you look there's pepper. And then the brother that I follow, we always used to challenge ourselves to see who could eat the most without running to the kitchen for sugar, because they're really fiery and hot. So I've never grown the bird pepper before. So I went out and I got some bird pepper. So I'm going to do bird pepper. I'm going to do my normal cayenne. And then I have my bell pepper, my sweet pepper. I didn't go out and buy sweet pepper seed. No, because I'm always cooking with sweet pepper. So that's straight from the kitchen. I just take it out like that, and I'm going to put the peppers. I'm going to sow the peppers today. Also in January, we have to do our eggplant or aubergines. So the eggplant, so whichever varieties, I have about 3 different varieties I'm going to experiment with this year. These do need to start in January, February the latest. So if you're planning to have your eggplant and you don't have it yet, please go out and source it, because by February the latest, you should have these sown indoor to go out as soon as the frost is gone. January and February is the coldest in the UK. So you need like a propagator, or you need some heated mat, or you need a greenhouse, or you need somewhere where they can stay warm. So we're gonna do sow this also. Remember all your peppers. And also, if you're planning to grow your asparagus from seed, you need to start them in January. So now I had some lovely asparagus that I grow in container, and last year I got the lovely harvest for the first, because I had it the previous year, so I let it go to fern, and then 2021 was when I harvested it. If you haven't seen the video, I'm going to link it below so you can watch that one. And trust me, homegrown asparagus, there's no comparison to supermarket. It is so tender, it just snaps just like that. There's no spreading out when you try to snap it. It's just fresh and nice. It's superb. So I have that to sort as well. Then last year I grew some leek from seed and I was successful, and I started those in January. There's a video where I go through, I'm going to link that video as well, of growing the leek from seed, and it's quite easy, quite straightforward. So I'm going to sow some of these again in January. And then last year I grew some of my sweet peas in autumn, but this year I did not. So I'm going to sow some of these in January so I can have the young shoot for vegetable, and then I'm going to let some grow on to plant out, so I can have loads and loads of sweet peas, garden peas, sweet peas. Also in January, you can start sowing your brassicas. So a week ago, I started sowing some charlotte and kale, scarlet, and some narrow kale. Those are sprouting on nicely. I'll show you shortly. And so that's what I'm going to do in January. Also, I'm going to experiment with this cactus. Beautiful. This one can be sown all year round. So I'm going to experiment with this and see what happens. So if you forget everything, just remember, sow your peppers in January. So I have my propagator here, and what I did, I got some 3 inches container, and I put multi-purpose compost in there. And you know I love my cocoa core. My cocoa coir, because I'm doing it indoors. So I have some cocoa core, so I just put some water on it, and then I'm going to use it as my starting mix. And you know, because I put this on top, you know, the insects don't really survive in the dry environment, so I usually use it to get rid of the pests indoors as well. So that's what I'm going to do. And then if you haven't got your onions in, if the outside is not frozen, you can start planting some of your onions as well. So January is fairly busy, not too busy, but fairly busy. So this propagator, I have the sowing tray, but I don't want to use a sowing tray because I'm doing peppers. So I think a 3-inch container is just ideal. Then I have my little tool, very handy tool. So if I'm scooping the compost in the small container and then doing the hole right there. So the first thing I'm going to do is my little bell pepper, or sweet peppers. So straight from the kitchen, you just take out some of the seeds like that. You don't need to go out and buy bell peppers, guys, because one vegetable, just open one pepper and you get so many seeds, so many seeds. So it's a shame to actually waste your money to go and buy bell peppers. So that's the first one. I'm not gonna sow everything and show you because it's straightforward. So with my little tool, I can't remember what this is called. If you can remember the name of these pointy thingies, you can put it in the comment section below. I can't remember what it's called. So in here, I'm just gonna do like 4 per container. Some may survive, some may not. So at the end, I'm gonna tin them out and just save the most healthy one. So that's what I'm doing there. Just ignore my husband coughing in the background. He came right from dinner video to cough in the background. So there it is. So I'm doing my pepper right there. And then what I'm going to do next, remember guys, the label. So at the beginning, I have my sweet peppers. I'm going to do 3 lots of sweet pepper right here. And I'm doing 4 per container. And then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to do my bird pepper. I'm curious to see what the seeds look like. I haven't seen these for decades. So I'm going to put it in this one. I'm not getting my 20 so far that they promised in the container. So I'm going to rip it apart and make sure I have 20 seeds in there. So I'm going to go ahead, finish the peppers, and then I'm going to show you what's happening. So I'm going to show you the one that are sprouted already. So these are some that I started just over a week ago. It's a smaller propagator going on here. So I open it and show, whoops, the daisy, show you what's going on. So this one is my scarlet. See if I can show you my scarlet coming on there. Hold on. So here's a smaller propagator that I started like a week ago. And this one is my dinosaur kale. You can see some of it popping up there. So I started these just a week ago. So all your brassicas, you can start now as well. Also, I have some potatoes in the kitchen that's chipping away nicely. And usually, if you want big, nice potatoes, it's best to just leave 2 on it only. So I will go ahead and take off the rest. But what you could do as well, because you're going to take off these extra ones that's chipping right there, you can actually cut it. So instead of having 1 potato seed, you have more than 1. So I'll show you. So the only thing you need to be conscious of, when you cut it, don't sow these, don't plant these until at least 24 hours so it can dry out a little. So here you're going to have 2 potato seeds. I have this big one here. Then I'm going to look for the healthiest one, probably that one. Then I'm going to take off this one because you don't need more than 2. Because if you leave 2 ideally, you get nice fat potatoes. So take those off. Then I have 2. And then in this one, I have 1 there and another one there. So I have 2 seed potatoes from one potato. So I'm going to do those. I'm going to do the rest of the potatoes like that. And then I'm going to sow my potatoes by mid-January. So I have more propagator going on here. And I have some, this is scarlet. Hopefully you can see. So there's some scarlet kale going on there. So I have lots of different things that I started sowing in January. So yes guys, we're only in January, but we don't have to wait until February because February is too late for some of the seeds, especially your peppers. And I have to go and examine and make sure I have 20 seeds in here. Otherwise I'm going back and ask for my extra seeds because I do need my peppers. And I'm going to make sure I sow some of my eggplant today. So let me know, what are you sowing in January? List them below, let us know so we can all learn from each other. But last year I did start all my peppers in January, and if you look at my gardening videos by the allotment, you can see that my peppers were successful because of harvest my bell peppers and things like that. The bird eye pepper, this is the first for me, so I'm going to see if I'm successful. So keep gardening guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for viewing. Until next time, take care now. Bye bye.
Like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell.